the Athletic. Kevin, before the game, Jamie talked about how this game was a lot about the mental aspect of endurance. The last night was a different mental game for you guys to learn. How do these games where you're learning where the team is learning these mental aspects, how is that a thing for you guys to grow for the end of the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just, guys have had to step up and play more minutes. You look at Darius 2 nights in a row, plays 40 plus. He's had to play 40 plus for us in several of the last games, or high 30s. And, he's been a guy that's been so steady for us. But again, throughout our entire lineup, guys have dealt with nagging injuries and stuff that has either sidelined them or, they've had to play throughout the entire season, really in the second half or post All-Star break. So, I think it's just, like JB talks about, it's just a mentality for us that, it's been next man up, but it's also been, just fighting that attrition battle for us. I think, each team is going through it right now. But again, I think that, with our communication and, our ability to persevere through moments like this after playing the reigning MVP and a team that's playing at a very high level consistently, through the last few years in Denver, and then coming out tonight, getting down, not laying our heads down, letting the low energy affect us, getting the crowd into it and pushing it over the top, I think was, especially playing here at home, has been a luxury for us. So, we will obviously celebrate these last two games, have our game on Monday, go on the road. But my point is, being at home, I think, has really helped us through this time, even when we've had, a few guys beaten up and playing heavy minutes.
You're 3 threes in the third quarter. And then how did you see that just like as a spark for you guys going into the fourth quarter and building off of that, being able to just kind of work through the struggles early on in the game and come out with it?
Yeah, I think, the ball was getting a little stagnant within our offense. So we wanted to create a lot of movement. We wanted to exploit mismatches and, whether it was Evan, getting the switch, us throwing it into the post and getting swing, good shots. And then just, trying our best to set our defense, not turn the ball over. We felt like, we always feel like when we're able to make it a half court game, we can be very elite on the defensive end. And when we get stops, we allow ourselves to run. So we were putting pressure on them. We had them back on their heels. And I think, when that happens, the ball has energy and it's, able to find different guys out there on the floor. So, I think, it wasn't just me. I thought Jetty was, really awesome tonight after having not played the last couple games, comes in and, he gives us such a spark when he plays like that off the bench and the crowd gets into it and, we're off to the races and we go on these big runs. So I think that's a major luxury of being at home, but also having a deep bench. So the more guys we get back and, ready to play off of their injuries or missing games or even just sitting out games, is really huge for us. So it's a major luxury for us.
And then after Lowry hit that three, I saw Isaac run down the court and you go up and just.
That's what I was laughing at.
Both of you follow, yeah. But like we talk about the chemistry you guys have as a team and like those genuine moments and the share the wealth aspect, everything. But like that, I guess that moment, like, but how does that just kind of showcase like truly the chemistry you guys have as a team of celebrating one another, of sharing the wealth as a group and why it's been so effective in the success you guys have had this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think, for me being a veteran and talking to Doe and Ed and guys like that, even the coaching staff, I look at like a team like a Phoenix, who's incredibly well respected. They all all play for each other, really share the ball, share the wealth, like we like to say, on this team. And then generally, want that next guy to do extremely well. And when it happens, celebrate them. We've been able to do that here. I think Miami does the same thing. I mean, there's teams in this league that really have each other's back. And through the thick and thin, through ups and downs, through wins and losses, they really stick together. And I believe that we are one of them, and we're going to continue to be one of them. And I think it's been something that's happened naturally, but also in the baseline of I always say any great relationship is communication. And we are, I think it starts with JB, to elite communicators. Even getting young Ev to talk out there on the floor, but it's even more than that, just having conversations away from the floor as well, to see, where we can get better, where we can impact the game more, and, just taking that next step to be a better team by any means necessary. So I use those two teams as an example, and where we needed to make the next step. But, I do think that we're putting in the work. We aren't skipping steps. And again, we chase the game. We love coming to work every day.
Thank you.
Mhm.
How much joy is it for you guys to when you hit those threes, when you and Chetty are going back to back, and you're seeing all the fans erupting, and you're surrounded by that?
It's amazing. And, it seems like I said probably four weeks back, might have been right before All-Star break, or just slightly after that, the stands keep getting more and more full, and we need that support. We need, that 6-man type of role that they play. I mean, when they give us that energy when we're maybe lacking it, or we're falling a little bit flat. And I felt like tonight, especially in that second half, and primarily in that third quarter, that's what was able to get us over the hump and get everything started for us.
Mac Robinson, 93 The Fan. Kevin, it seems like throughout this season, you guys have done a really good job of, adjusting and coming out of the second half and playing really well in that third quarter. What does that say about you guys as a team and the coaching staff? And then what's the difference that you've seen so far this year with this team?
I think it's just a mindset for us. We get to, watch film at halftime, have a conversation when we're all in there. Again, like I said, we're always talking. We're always communicating at half, whether it be players just having that conversation before the coaches come in, or, looking, like I said, at that film, breaking down plays, making adjustments. And then, JB or one of the coaches comes in and says their piece. But, it's one thing to say it. It's another thing to go out there and actually execute it. And I feel like we're able to do that. We always say first 5 minutes, make them call the first time out. And while that might not always be the case, that bench unit, we don't want to have any sort of drop off when we come into the game. So we try to be as easier said than done. And the starting unit always does, a great job, especially, setting the tone for us. But again, we try to be an extension of what they do. And we come in and try to get the crowd involved and make big plays, and, just, again, push us over the top wherever we can.
And then a lot of times we see the post All-Star league when it comes to certain players. And Darius has been one of those guys, averaging 26 points and 10 assists, similar numbers tonight with 24 points. But, from your eyes, what have you seen from Darius that's taken him to that next level here in the second half?
Just that he's made for this. He's built for it. And he has a confidence about him that has allowed him to step into a leadership role right away. And he's made a big leap this year. It's something that, seeing his work behind the scenes and actually being able to work with him and Coach JJ, has been amazing to see, just his confidence and his decision making, and how the game has slowed down for him. But there's even more levels to this. I think, he's just going to continue to grow. He hasn't even scratched the surface of really how good he can be. So, again, that star written all over him. And I know he's going to get there because of the type of person he is.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, last two, Marla, and then Evan.
Marla, right now, our Akron Beacon Journal. Yeah, Kevin, did it get to a point tonight where you knew that you had to have this game and you said, I got to carry us? I know you don't like to talk about yourself that much, but I mean, things look dire there when you're down 12.
Yeah, no, I think we kept saying on the bench that we had to have it. I mean, we really had to have it. Every game from here on out, there's not much time left to for us to end up where we want to be. And again, I said after the game, we have to stay present and in the moment. And I don't think, we allowed this game to slip away from us, because we just continued to compete, and we continued to kind of stick to our principles and just, again, try to keep it within the half court. We felt like they were scoring in transition off of our mistakes and off of our turnovers or bad missed shots. When we were able to set, our defense and, whether it be Lowry or Evan or Isaac, that whole starting unit was great tonight. Even Lamar came in and, I say even him because he's so typically coming off the bench in that role, steps into the starting lineup and just does an amazing job. So uses his physicality, plays downhill, gets rebounds, defends. He was definitely an X factor for us tonight. Him and Isaac together are a pretty, formidable tandem there out on the perimeter, switching and guarding different guys. So, but to get back to answer your question, no, we didn't really panic. And, I think whatever lineup was out there, we just wanted to, every time we came into the huddle or it was a timeout or in between a quarter, we made sure that we were all on the same page and just know that if we constantly drill and practice, we constantly look over, film and personnel, that if we just stuck true to our principles, we give ourselves a chance. But again, they beat us a couple times at their place, so we knew that we owed them one. We got the crowd involved, and never really looked back. But they came out swinging, and you got to give it to them. They played a lot better basketball in the last several weeks.
Sounds like you know what a cavalanche is.
I do. Yeah, I do. We got the blizzard, avalanche, all that stuff. So Lowry told me, I said, you owe me one. I said, you owe me one at the end of the game. And again, that ball has energy. It found him. And again, whether it was myself and Lamar or me and Isaac, and then Lowry and I at the end there, it was just a beautiful thing to see all of us embrace each other. We're having fun out there.
Thank you.
Evan Damerall, Facebook News. There's a fire alarm going off the arena, so my apologies. But Kevin, this is the first time since the last time you guys were in the finals that you have broke 41 wins. How does that feel to you as just one of the key vets to see the tangible progress and growth for these young guys?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that we're at we're 41 and 30 and we still have a number of games to go, 10 plus games to go. It's just amazing to see the growth. And I always talk about like my personal belief system, but like the belief in the team and the belief in one another, and knowing what we're capable of if again, we just stick true to who we are. It's just been amazing to see the growth of everybody, whether it be, Evan being 20 years old and being the rookie of the year, to DG, to JA, Lowry stepping up in big moments, Ice, I mean, all the way through our bench. It's been amazing to see guys step up and, be X factors, dark horse, underdogs, whatever you want to call it, throughout our entire lineup, stepping up and playing big minutes and making the difference for us. And sometimes it's a lot of things that don't still show up in the stat sheet that, really make the difference for us out there on the floor. And it could be away from the floor as well, just giving guys confidence, Doe or Ed being an extension of the coaching staff as vets. And, everybody on this team is important to our success. So, I say the strength of our team is the team. So getting everybody back is going to be huge for us moving forward. But again, having 40 wins and being 40 and 30 right now and in a position to make the playoffs outright is big for us, but we still have work to do.
And JB's a coach that lives in the moment, and what you said, like, you guys still have work to do, so it's very in the moment. You always talk about how you wish you could bottle up what you guys are experiencing this season. But as one of the vets in this locker room, what do you tell some of the younger guys just to maybe enjoy this a little bit? Because, again, I mean, let's just be frank, expectations weren't high externally coming into the season for you guys, but you guys have just killed it every step of the way.
Yeah, I think, again, it's the hardest couple things to do in life at the very top are to stay present and be balanced, and trying to find that is not easy to do. It's extremely hard in your personal life, business life, work life, whatever it may be, but just stay present. And you have to enjoy the moment because again, like in life, it's I'm not trying to preach here, but it's fast fleeting. So these next few weeks are going to go by very fast, but again, we will enjoy these back-to-back wins, tonight. Again, bottling this energy and this feel up is, this feeling up is something I think about a lot because, I've seen the top, I've seen the bottom in my 14 years. And, this is a very special group to be around. And it's funny because, watching, I didn't get to watch UCLA tonight, but it has that type of like a college feel to it where everybody just wants, every game feels very meaningful and every game, is ultra highly competitive and we're all just competing for one another. And I think that just gives everybody life. Makes me 14 years in. I just played my 800th game last night. Makes me feel young again, even with the gray hair. So they call me grandpa or uncle out here, but again, this has been a lot of fun watching these guys grow and getting to be a part of this. And, obviously hope to do it for a long time with these guys.